Hey, welcome to Fit Lab Daily. So today we're going to talk about carbohydrates and their role in your diet and how they affect exercise. So let's start off by saying this. The more active you are, the more of a need there is for carbohydrates. So if you're someone who's sedentary and sit at a desk most of the day, your demand for carbohydrates is not going to be very high. So you're going to have very high stores of them. But if you're someone who's active and you train at a pretty high intensity regularly, what's going to happen is you're actually going to start to burn these stores. So let's take a look at this here. This is going to be your muscle cell. And inside your muscle cell is something called glycogen. And all this is just stored energy. So this is derived from carbohydrates and sugar. And this gets, after about, I would say, pretty intense workout, especially if you're doing sprinting or heavy lifting, this gets depleted pretty rapidly. So when you eat carbohydrates, it comes and it replenishes this glycogen. Now, say you're someone who eats a lot of carbohydrates and they're not really exercising. So this muscle cell is already full with glycogen. So there's nowhere else for it to go. So what happens is glycogen gets stored into body fat. And now the body fat comes around and it keeps layering on because you're not burning any of this. And that's where you get an increase in body fat. So what we want to think about doing, if you're someone who has pretty high body fat and you're looking to obviously lose it, I would start to think about doing some stuff in the morning when you're going to be already at a low level and doing a light intensity, maybe about 20 minutes at a lower intensity in a fasted state. This will now start to burn some of these extra stores you have here. So that would be the one thing. So I would say 15 to 20 minutes of a moderate intensity, meaning not all out, but sweating, moderate intensity in a fasted state, in addition to your strength training and your regular stuff. And I would include a small amount of carbohydrates if you're the same person, if you're the person who is looking to decrease body fat. If you're someone now who is training for performance and for maximal strength, you're the kind of guy who needs carbohydrates right after your strength training, right after you work out, because this is what's going to increase your performance. And it will replace these glycogen levels so that you can perform the next day at a high level. A lot of the research out there that talks about carbohydrates after exercise is strictly designed for performance, not so much for aesthetics and decreasing body fat. So there's going to be different approaches depending on what your goal is. And as soon as you establish your goal, you have to take the appropriate approach to get there. And that's it for today.